Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Very warm welcome to Baby Code Free IELTS sessions. I'm Tanu Virmani, an IDP certified trainer and a TEFL and TESOL certified trainer. So, Surbi, are you attending this session for the first time?
Yes, ma'am.
Please introduce yourself.
I am myself Shalip Sharma.
Mm-hmm.
I am from Ludhiana.
Okay. And you're preparing for which IELTS?
General IELTS.
General IELTS. Okay. Let's wait for a few minutes and everybody will join the session and then we will begin. Okay? Till then, if you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Raman. How are you?
Good, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Good evening, Jasleen. Jasleen, have you joined from two devices? There are two Jasleens here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, both are Jasleen Kaur. Did you practice for academic writing task 1 yesterday? We covered the report writing part. Okay, who are preparing for general one? Please type in the chat box, general candidates. How many general candidates we have?
Ma'am, it's me, Sobia.
Yes, Sobia, Ramandeep, and Surbi is also preparing for GT, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Any another one who's preparing for GT?
हेलो मैम।
Yes, Gagan.
मैम आज एकेडमिक का नहीं है क्या?
Today is GT task 1, letter writing.
ओके मैम.
But still you can join this session because letter writing is something which everybody should know. है ना?
यस मैम.
It's a general task कि letter writing सबको आना चाहिए. Even in your day-to-day life, we used to write letters, है ना? हमें बैंक में लेटर देना होता है, समटाइम्स फॉर एन एप्लीकेशन, समटाइम्स वी राइट फॉर म्युनिसिपल अथॉरिटीज, उनको भी हमें लेटर लिखना होता है. वी यूजुअली राइट इनफॉर्मल वे में, हम फ्रेंड्स और फैमिली को भी लेटर लिखते हैं.
ओके मेरी क्लास होगी.
Khushpreet, are you attending this session first time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're preparing for academic or general one?
Academic, ma'am.
Academic. Okay. Okay, so let's start our today's session. The ones who are attending this session for the first time, please, this is our session number 4 of writing. ये हमारा writing का session number 4 है. And you guys are new to watch this session, to attend this session. If you want to see the 3 sessions which we have already covered, you can watch those sessions in Baby Code application and even on YouTube. आप दोनों पे जाकर उस सेशन को देख सकते हो. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Because session number 1 is about introduction part, then vocabulary, and then GT task 1. Sorry, academic task 1, and this is GT task 1.
मैम मैंने ये पूछना था कि आप राइटिंग टास्क 2 कब कब करवाते हो?
और राइटिंग टास्क 2 होगा इसके बाद. आपको बहुत जल्दी शेड्यूल क्लासेस मिल जाएंगी. देन यू कैन सी कि कब आपका टास्क 2 होने वाला है. टास्क 1 के बाद टास्क 2 ही होगा.
मतलब मैम 30 मिनट के बाद आप करवाएंगे?
नो, नॉट टुडे. आज नहीं, आज हम टास्क 1 कर रहे हैं, लेटर राइटिंग. जो नेक्स्ट क्लास होगी उसमें आपको टास्क 2 कराया जाएगा. टुमारो टास्क 2 होगा. कल आपको ऐसे राइटिंग होगी.
ओके मैम, गॉट इट. थैंक यू मैम.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so what is letter writing? Anybody? What is
Yes,
yes,
we
okay.
have to letter can be formal or informal, and we have to write about something, or we have to invite someone, or it can be anything.
Yes, the purpose can be any. We have to write a letter, whether it's a formal, semi-formal, or informal. There are basically 3 types of letter. So writing task 1 of GT is for 20 minutes. जैसे आपका report writing 20 minutes का होता है academic में, ऐसे general training में आपको 20 minutes में एक letter लिखना है. And the word limit for letter is at least 150 words. But we advise you to write 150 to 180 words according to the time duration. See, some students are very good with the writing skills. They can write 180 words in 15 minutes. So it is advisable that you should look at your timer and then write accordingly. Now, what are the marking criteria? The marking criteria are same: task achievement, coherence and cohesion, vocabulary and grammar. These 4 are the marking criteria कि आपने कैसे address करा है अपने task को. How you are writing the logical flow of your ideas. How well do you connect your ideas? आपकी paragraphing कैसे है? Vocabulary, are you using the same vocabulary or uncommon words? Wide range of vocabulary use कर रहे हो? Grammatical structure आपके correct है या नहीं? Spelling errors है? और which type of sentence structure you are using? ये सब आपका कहाँ पे evaluate होता है? In your GT task 1. Types of letter are of 3. There are 3 main types of letter: formal, semi-formal, and informal. Can anybody give me the idea for formal one, an example?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's
If there is something like there is a problem in the library, or there is a problem in the road, then we can write a formal letter to the government. Right, ma'am?
Yes. So
And
basically, formal letters are written to the person whom we don't know them personally or
yes,
officially. These are formal ones. Semi-formal. Any idea about semi-formal?
Yes, it's half formal and half informal.
Yes. We know the person, but we know them formally.
I think we don't know the name of this person.
Semi-formal is, now I'll give you a very simple example. Now suppose
Okay.
I am a trainer with baby code application, right?
Yes.
I want to write a letter to my manager, to my head of department. So that is
Yes, ma'am.
semi-formal
Semi-formal.
because I know them, but in a professional way.
Yes.
But suppose if I'm looking for a job in another organization and I'm writing a letter to that organization, to that head, then that is formal because I don't know them. That is formal letter. And if I'm
Formal.
writing a letter to my friend, to my family, then it is informal.
Informal.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, formal letters, these are written to someone whom you have not seen or met. Semi-formal, written to someone whom you know only officially. Informal, written to someone whom you know personally. जिसे आप personally जानते हो. Okay. You should know about the difference. आपको difference पता होना चाहिए because when the letter, the topic will be there, then you have to categorize first कि ये कौन सा type of letter है. And once you categorize the type of letter, only then you can write the structure. There is different salutation for formal, for semi-formal, and for informal. So you have to write accordingly. So very first step of letter is read the question and categorize which type of letter is this. Now in task 1 GT, the writing section is a letter, right? You have to write a letter here. Now you will be given a common everyday situation, such as writing to apologize for missing a friend's party. That means informal. Or complaining to a company about a bad service, or writing to give advice to a friend about where to go on a holiday, or writing to express your interest in a new job. In addition, you can be like, once this situation is given, you will be provided with 3 bullet points that you are going to outline. What exactly the information you need to include in the letter, those bullet points will help you in that. That can be like describe the details, yes, Komal. Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
You are attending
Excuse
this
me,
session?
ma'am.
Yes, Komal, please tell.
Ma'am, I am a academic student.
Yes, Komal.
Or do you are knowledge about a GT student?
You're asking about this session, Komal?
Yes, ma'am. I am academic student. Today is my first day.
But you can attend this session because we are doing letter writing. So even if you go for an English speaking course, you should know about how to write letters.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, for example, you have to describe details, you have to give reasons, expressing likes or dislike, making suggestions, or any recommendation. So a common everyday situation will be there. You have to talk about that situation with 3 bullet points. You have to outline those 3 bullet points. Now, you will need to choose and use the correct tone in your letter. So what type of tone we use in a letter? Anyone?
Ma'am, if we write the letter to government, then we should write the letter in a respectful way.
Yes, correct. So we write either in a formal way or in an informal tone. So for
Yes.
formal and semi-formal letters, we use a formal tone. But when it comes to informal letter, then we use informal tone,
Informal
right?
tone.
Because
ma'am.
tone is the way you communicate with people, right? And that shows with the kind of relationship you have with them. So when we talk to friends, how do we usually talk to friends? In a very informal way. Hi buddy, how are
Yes.
you? Right? What's going on? But when we talk to a person in an official way, then how do you talk? Hi sir,
Dear
right?
sir.
Or dear sir or madam, right? So in letters, it is clearly indicated by a proper salutation. Salutation is the first thing. Dear sir or madam, dear Miss Virmani, dear Tanu, dear Sobia, dear Miss Naz. So these are the salutations.
Yes,
Salutations
ma'am.
से indicate होता है और closing. Thank you, yours faithfully, yours lovingly. Right? आपकी closing इसी चीज से decide होती है. So it should also be conveyed by your choice of words and phrasing. कि आप क्या और किसको लिख रहे हो. Different relationships require different levels of respect. Right? Now,
Yes.
IELTS letter are usually either formal or informal in tone. So if the letter is to be friends, people you know well, or family, so reason for writing is positive and the tone is informal. But letters to everyone else, for complaints, for negative messages, any other letters, then you will be writing in a more formal way. Okay, so only to friends and family you will be writing in formal tone. Except these, the letters would be formal. Now see here. As I told you, formal letters, these are the types of letter addressed to someone whom you don't know. So please read the letter here. Are you able to read this? So you will live in a room in college that you share with another student. However, there are many problems with this arrangement and you find it very difficult to work. Read it very carefully. You live in a room in college that you share with another student. However, there are many problems with this arrangement and you find it very difficult to work. Write a letter to the accommodation officer at the college. So what do you think? What type of letter is this? You're writing a letter to accommodation officer at the college.
It's a semi-formal, ma'am.
Why semi-formal?
Because we know the name of
Mhm.
officer, but sorry, we we know this accommodation officer officially, but we live, but it is stated that we live in a college, so we know them.
No, this is a formal letter. This is not a semi-formal letter. This is formal.
But
And
ma'am,
you
it's about
all,
the college.
yes, but we do not know them personally. This can't be semi-formal.
Ma'am,
I am not
it's
in contact with my accommodation officer. See, he's an accommodation officer. He's not your teacher.
okay.
You are in contact with your teachers every day, but not accommodation officers,
Right, ma'am.
right?
Yes.
So in the letter, and I'll give you one hint also. In the letter, first is describe the situation. This is first bullet point. There are 3 bullet points here. See this. Describe the situation. Explain your problems and why it is difficult to work. Say what kind of accommodation you would prefer. So these three things, these 3 points you have to write down in your letter. These are the most important bullet points your letter is based on.
And it will help us to extend the letter as well, right?
Exactly. You have to write nothing but describing about the bullet points. That's all.
Yes.
Now begin your letter as follow. Dear sir or madam. So key indicator of formal letter is when you are given the salutation, dear sir or madam, which shows that you do not know the person you are writing to. So make sure you remember this, dear sir or madam. So you have to follow, you have to create a formal tone here. Right? So begin your
Right.
letter as follow means dear sir or madam. That means it's a complete formal letter. Now openings and closing. Opening, that means your salutation would be dear sir or madam. And your closing would be yours faithfully and your full name. Tanu Virmani, Ramandeep Kaur. Okay?
Yes,
Clear? Once you categorize your type of letter, you have to first start thinking about salutation and closing part. How you gonna end your letter? Now read this. Semi-formal letters are the letters addressed to someone whom you know formally. They begin with Dear Mr. Rad. Rad means the last name. Dear
Yes.
Miss Kaur. Dear Miss Verma. Dear Miss Naz. And you end your letter, semi-formal letter, you end with yours sincerely or yours faithfully. Both are correct.
Okay.
For example, you recently started commuting to work by bicycle and discovered that there is a problem with bicycle parking near the building where you work. Write a letter to the building manager and say, explain the reason for using a bicycle to commute. What problems have you encountered with the parking? What are your recommendations to solve them? So again, there are 3 points here. 3 bullet points which you need to describe in your letter. And your situation is that you started to work by bicycle and there are some problems with bicycle parking near the building where you work. So you have to write a letter to the building manager. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
3 bullet points you have to describe. So how you will start your letter? Dear Miss or Mr. last name ends with yours faithfully, yours sincerely, your complete name, Ramandeep Kaur, Deepika Verma, Tobia Nas.
Yes, ma'am. We can write our name in the real exam as well.
Yes, you can write your name.
Right.
If
Or we can
nothing,
write SIG.
yes, you can write. Both are acceptable. Now, kind and amount of detail. What you need to add here? Now get to the point or the purpose of your letter right away. That means the beginning. Once you write salutation, you have to write next the purpose of your letter. Now include all the necessary and relevant information and make sure you cover the 3 bullet points in the question accurately. If you are asked to explain your problems, that means plural. So आपको one problem नहीं, 2 problems at least describe करनी. Give more than one and stick to the facts. Use polite and formal language. You can't be rude. When you write letters, even if you are complaining, but you can't be rude. Your tone should be polite when you write letter. Sometimes we complain We write complaint letters. You purchase a TV and you found it defective. So you're writing a complaint letter to get it replaced or repaired. But your tone should be polite. And do not use contractions or short forms in formal and semi-formal letter. ये हम बिल्कुल use नहीं करेंगे. We only write contractions in informal letter. Now see, I'm writing to thank you. I apologize for missing the birthday celebration. I would like some more information about. Would it be possible for us to meet? So you're using your polite language here, a formal language. Informal letters are addressed to the person whom you know personally. So you begin with the person's name, dear Tanu, dear Ashna, right? And it ends with warm regards. Okay? And see the example here. A friend has agreed to look after your house and pet while you are on a holiday. Write a letter to your friend. In the letter, give contact details for when you are away. Give instructions about how to care for your pet and describe other household duties. So you have to describe about these 3 bullet points. But very first is categorize the type of question. Now, what is the structure? You always begin your letter with dear. You choose your salutation, right? Next thing is you have to greet. Now, what is the structure? First one is greeting part. Second is purpose of the letter. Then para 1, para 2, and then sign off. Sign off means a kind of an ending. How do you end? How do you close your letter? So language use. You should use the right language for each type of letter. Now see, if you're writing a formal letter, so how will you write? Let's see an example. A same statement for formal, semi-formal and informal way. I require your assistance to purchase a diamond jewelry for my wife. This is a formal statement. Semi-formal statement, I need your help in buying a diamond jewelry for my wife. I need your help in buying. Informal language, how about hopping along with me to the jewelry shop and helping me to select a piece of diamond jewelry for my wife? So can you see the difference?
Yes, ma'am.
The same way you have to understand the difference between the different sentences. How you can write the same sentence in a formal way, semi-formal and informal way.
We use more advanced vocabulary in formal letter.
Correct. Yes. For formal letter, you have to use the most advanced vocabulary, the most formal words. You can't
Yes.
use assist in informal language, right? That's a
Yes,
formal
ma'am.
word. Where to use contractions? As I told you, you can use contractions only in informal types of letter, not in the formal one. Informal, I'll come, but the formal, I will come. Now, plan how to write your letter. Very first step is identify the type of letter. That means categorize. Categorize करो कि कौन सा type of letter है. Read करा letter को, identify करा. Next thing is read the instructions carefully so that you address all parts of the task. If you skip any part of the task, you will not be able to achieve score in task achievement. Task achievement में आपका score नहीं आएगा. तो इट्स बेटर कि आप एड्रेस करो ऑल पार्ट्स ऑफ द टास्क. अगर आपको 3 बुलेट पॉइंट्स में जो भी बोला गया है, प्लीज राइट डाउन देम ऑल. डिसाइड हाउ टू ग्रीट. डिसाइड करोगे आप कैसे आपको ग्रीट करना है, राइट? Either you're beginning with hi, how are you, or something else. Decide the language to be used based on the type of letter. Languages, formal language, informal language. कौन सी language आप use करने वाले हो? Decide the sign off for the letter. Ending कैसे करोगे? Decide करो what content to write for each of the body paragraphs. Now see. Some important points which you need to focus जब भी आप letter writing लिख रहे हो. So let's have a closer look at task achievement. Task achievement जिसमें आपको address करना है task को. So if your letter contains following features, that means purpose of the letter is presented, tone of the letter is appropriate, bullet points are presented, highlighted and extended, फॉर्मेट इज एप्रोप्रिएट. अगर आपका लेटर भी फॉर्मेट बिल्कुल क्लियर है, दैट्स अ क्विक ओवरव्यू. दैट मीन्स आपने जो है टास्क अचीवमेंट एक अच्छे से लिखा है. ये सब चीजें अगर आपकी टास्क अचीवमेंट में है, देन यू कैन हैव अ गुड स्कोर, अ हायर स्कोर. लेट्स सी दिस. नाउ स्टेट द पर्पस. पर्पस क्या होता है? What is the purpose of letter? Can anybody tell me what is?
Ma'am, it is a reason.
Yes.
मैम स्टेटमेंट जो वहां पे मेंशन की हुई है.
Yes. So
The purpose of,
yes, Subia.
yes, ma'am. We have to we explain our purpose or reason or problem in the letter.
Exactly. So state the purpose means the reason for writing the letter. आप लेटर क्यों लिख रहे हो? क्या रीजन है आपका लेटर लिखने का? Is nothing but the purpose of the letter. You are writing for complaining. You are writing for buying a product. You are writing for a job application. You are writing a letter to the accommodation officer for changing the accommodation, right? So your purpose is nothing but the reason for writing a letter. कि आपका रीजन क्या है? So that has to be clearly presented in the opening paragraph. First one. Salutation के बाद सबसे पहला पैराग्राफ जो आपका आता है, that is nothing but the opening paragraph, जिसमें आपको purpose of letter directly लिखना है, outline करते हुए कि this is your purpose. So see the opening paragraphs here. यहाँ पे देखो opening paragraph है formal letter का. First is dear sir or madam. ये आपका salutation हुआ. Then I am writing this. I'm writing to express my dissatisfaction with a product I have purchased recently and to request a full refund. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the purpose for writing a letter? कि आप अपनी disappointment, dissatisfaction share कर रहे हो क्योंकि आपने एक product purchase करा है और you are not happy with the product और आपको क्या चाहिए? Refund चाहिए. So this is called purpose of the letter. जैसे हम academic writing task में clear introduction देते हैं ना कि हमारा जो report writing है वो bar graph है, pie chart है या फिर वो कौन से ईयर का है और क्या डेटा दिया है. वी राइट एवरीथिंग. सो सेम वे लेटर राइटिंग में हम अपना पर्पस लिखते हैं कि हम लेटर लिख क्यों रहे हैं. व्हाट इज द रीजन फॉर राइटिंग? आई एम राइटिंग टू एक्सप्रेस माय डिससैटिस्फैक्शन दैट आई एम नॉट हैप्पी विद द प्रोडक्ट, राइट, एंड आई वांट रिफंड. सो दिस इज नथिंग बट एन इंट्रोडक्शन स्टेटमेंट, अ पर्पस. Informal letter. See an example for informal letter. Dear John. Informal is friend and family. I was so pleased to hear that you're planning on visiting my country. So I'm writing to give you some travel tips and advice before you book your trip. I'm. So it's a contraction. which can be used only in informal letter. So reason for writing a letter is because he wants to give some travel tips and advice, right? A friend is planning to visit his country, तो उसके लिए उसने क्या दिया? Tips दिए. This is informal letter. Now task 1 की situations देखते हैं formal में और informal में. So formal letters, they are mostly letter of complaint. Personal complaint होगी आपकी, कोई business, recent, कोई experience या product की. जैसे अभी हमने product का एक example देखा. Letter of request हो सकता है, जिसमें आपको refund चाहिए, repair चाहिए, advice या reservation. Letter of inquiry, आप किसी इंफॉर्मेशन के बारे में रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हो या कोई बुकिंग कर रहे हो, या बुकिंग फॉर अ होटल, तब भी आप कभी लेटर लिखते हो दैट यू वांट दिस काइंड ऑफ एकोमोडेशन और रूम्स. लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन, आप फ्रेंड को जॉब के लिए रिकमेंड कर रहे हो, किसी कोलीग को रिकमेंड कर रहे हो, राइट. लेटर ऑफ सजेशंस, सजेस्टिंग आइडियाज, प्लान्स और सॉल्यूशन, बट फॉर्मल में, नॉट इनफॉर्मल. इनफॉर्मल में लेटर ऑफ इनविटेशन, पार्टी का, डिनर का, सेलिब्रेशन का. लेटर ऑफ रिक्वेस्ट, आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस, आस्किंग फॉर एडवाइस, आस्किंग फॉर हेल्प. लेटर ऑफ थैंक्स और अप्रिसिएशन. लेटर ऑफ सजेशन, सजेस्टिंग आइडियाज, प्लान, सॉल्यूशन. इनफॉर्मल में भी आता है बिकॉज वी राइट इट फॉर फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली, राइट. तो ये कॉमन सिचुएशंस है, बट यू हैव टू सी कि आप किसको लेटर लिख रहे हो. Only then you can categorize. Now use the right tone. How to write the correct tone? Let's see the next feature. What examiner looks for? Examiner looks for the tone of your letter. कि आपने कैसी tone लिखी है. Tone not always describe कि आप जब बोलते हो तब आपकी tone दिखती है, जब आप letter लिखते हो तब भी आपकी tone दिखती है. The tone refers to the way in which you write the letter. चाहे आपने formal लिखा है, informal लिखा है. Now see here. Dear, informal or semi-formal, written to a friend, colleague or someone you know. Dear sir or madam, formal, written to someone you don't know. है ना, आप जानते नहीं हो तभी तो sir और madam लिखा है आपने. That means वो complete क्या हो गया? Formal हो गया. A formal letter contains longer sentences that use passive languages. Models जिसमें यूज किए जाते हैं, right? आप ग्रामर के सेशंस में जाके देखो, आपको क्लियर दिखेगा what are models. Informal letter is conversational, एक बात चल रही है हमारी फ्रेंड के थ्रू, right? And can include contractions. तो इसमें contractions आपकी इंक्लूड होती है, right? Now see here, कुछ vocabulary देखते हैं हम जो formal और informal से related है. So formal में जैसे likely हम से बोलते हैं assist करो और वहां पर होता है help करो. So here request, यहाँ पे क्या है? Request. And here it is ask. Purchase, formal. Informal, buy. Could, formal. Can, informal. Would, formal. Will, informal. At your earliest convenience, when you are free. Respond, write back or reply. Cannot, can't. Yours sincerely, faithfully, best wishes, warm regards, or love is informal. Furthermore, and also, can I suggest, can I tell you, as you described above, as I mentioned before. So this is the difference between formal and informal. Please have a look. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So you should use informal vocabulary in informal letter, and formal vocabulary in formal letter. Greeting part is clear. How do you write the salutation? Dear sir or madam is for yours faithfully. You end with yours faithfully. Dear John means friend. Best wishes, warm regards. Right? Now include bullet points presented in the question. आपने beginning करी, अपनी purpose लिखा, अब आपको क्या लिखने हैं? Bullet points लिखने हैं. So it is important कि आप तीनों bullet points को वहां पे write down करो, present करो अपने question में. So यहाँ पे situation है, who to write the letter है, and what you must include in the letter है. आपको letter writing में तीन चीजें लिखनी है. एक situation पे focus करना है, किसको लेटर लिख रहे हो और क्या लिखना है, ये 3 बुलेट पॉइंट्स डिस्क्राइब करते हैं. सो ऑल द 3 पॉइंट्स नीड टू बी प्रेजेंटेड एंड रिमेंबर कि सम बुलेट पॉइंट्स कंटेन मोर देन वन एलिमेंट. सो मेक श्योर कि आप उसे राइट डाउन करो, आप उसे लीव आउट नहीं करोगे. लाइक सी हियर, लेट्स ब्रेक डाउन द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चन. एन ओवरसीज फ्रेंड wants to visit your country on a holiday. Write a letter to your friend. In your letter, up first is clearly this is informal letter.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
क्योंकि आप क्या लिख रहे हो? Friend को लिख रहे हो.
to friend, हाँ, yes, ma'am.
So recommend the best time of the year to visit and why. Start thinking about it. कि आपका friend आपकी कंट्री में आ रहा है. Now suppose you have a friend from Canada or Australia. ठीक है, he is visiting your country. Now start thinking कि आपकी कंट्री का बेस्ट टाइम कौन सा है विजिट करने के लिए. उसे रिकमेंड करना है आपको सबसे पहले बेस्ट टाइम ऑफ द ईयर टू विजिट. दिस इज वन एलिमेंट. सेकेंड इज व्हाई. आपने बोला कि आप सितंबर टू दिसंबर में विजिट करो, बट व्हाई, क्यों विजिट करो? दिस इज द सेकेंड एलिमेंट जो आपको डिस्क्राइब करना है अपने पैराग्राफ में. Second is describe the types of accommodation your friend could choose. अब आप कौन सी type of accommodation उसको prefer करोगे? Either you're looking for Airbnb या आप कोई होटल अपनी तरफ से बुक करने वाले हो या अपनी own personal अपना house उसके साथ share करने वाले हो. Say what would you like to show your friend in your country. और आप क्या उसे दिखाने वाले हो अपनी country में. Right? Begin your letter as follow. Dear. Can anybody give me any answer? I have already explained the first bullet point. So अगर आप first bullet point को देखो कि इसमें 2 elements है, right? कि आपको best time of the year बताना है. Second is why बताना है कि क्यों this time is best. Second bullet point में था आपको types of accommodation बतानी है. So आप types of accommodation बताओगे, सिर्फ एक नहीं बताओगे, right? कि आप कौन कौन सी टाइप ऑफ एकोमोडेशन उसको रेफर करना चाहते हो, प्रेफरेंस देना चाहते हो, सजेशंस देना चाहते हो कि आप यहाँ पे रह सकते हो, आप यहाँ पे रह सकते हो. राइट? नाउ सी द एग्जांपल फॉर फर्स्ट बुलेट पॉइंट्स जिसमें आपके बोथ एलिमेंट्स कवर है, व्हेन एंड व्हाई. मोस्ट पीपल विजिट ब्रिस्बेन इन द समर मंथ्स, बट आई थिंक इट्स फार टू हॉट देन. The best time to visit is between April and June, our autumn season. It's still sunny, but much cooler, not as humid as the summer. Can anybody give me any example here? यहाँ पे मुझे कोई example दे दो. Yes? Anyone?
What type of example, ma'am?
The same. Answer for the first bullet point. Best time of the year to visit and why it is the best time to visit. If you want to talk about your country, how you going to make sentence?
I think
Yes, try.
write or speak.
You can speak. You can try.
I would recommend you to come in the summer season, as there is a big scope for different tourists or visitors to come and visit the northern areas of countries.
Yes. And why you want to prefer this? Why you believe that this is the best time?
Um,
Because you have to provide the reason.
because in the
also.
summer season, many people prefer to go to the mountainous areas.
Correct.
That's
Because
why I would recommend my friend to visit there.
Correct.
In fact, I would also accompany her.
Correct. So you have to write the answer for both those points, both those elements जो आपके first point में given है. You can't leave that. है ना? आप best time भी बताओगे. The best time is that you can visit in this time period. और क्यों visit करो ये reason भी आप दोगे. Now, as you know that your structure of letter, it includes greeting, it includes main body and closing. So आपको उस structure को follow करना है. The final feature of task 1, that is letter writing, is greetings, the main bodies and the closing. So let's have a look at the complete letter. देखते हैं हम. See this. This is greeting. Dear Andrew, this is salutation part. आपने salutation लिखा, greet करा with the appropriate format. आपका formal है, informal है, जो भी letter है, जो भी आपका type of letter है, आप वो करोगे. Next is purpose of letter. Purpose of letter is basically your opening also. कि आप opening लिख रहे हो. One thing is try to write 3 bullet points in 3 separate paragraphs. उसको mix मत करो. ये opening paragraph लिखो. Opening paragraph means your purpose of letter. क्यों लिख रहे हो? Complaint के लिए लिख रहे हो, suggestion के लिए लिख रहे हो, friend के घर visit किया है, tips दे रहे हो, whatever purpose is, उसको सबसे पहले separate लिखो. Whether it's 1 line, 2 line. जैसे हम introduction लिखते हैं ना, 1 और 2 line का, वैसे अपना letter का purpose लिख दो. Then write your 3 paragraphs. 3 paragraphs means 3 bullet points. फर्स्ट बुलेट पॉइंट में क्या था कि कब वो विजिट करे, विच इज द बेस्ट टाइम टू विजिट एंड व्हाई. तो आपने उसका आंसर दिया यहाँ पर. कैन यू रीड दिस? फर्स्ट बुलेट पॉइंट हो गया यहाँ पे कवर. सेकंड आपका बुलेट पॉइंट था टाइप्स ऑफ एकोमोडेशन. बताओ कि कौन कौन सी एकोमोडेशन आप उसको बताने वाले हो. एट द मोमेंट all our bedrooms are full, so unfortunately we can't put you up. However, there are some cheap places to stay like Airbnbs in our suburb. You could also stay in a service apartment in the city center or on the Gold Coast. There are lots of specials online, so I'm sure you will find somewhere affordable. तो उसने सिर्फ एक एकोमोडेशन नहीं बताई, टाइप्स ऑफ एकोमोडेशन बताई कि हमारे बेडरूम्स आर इज फुल. तो चीप प्लेसेस बताए, एयरबीएनबीज बताया, सर्विस अपार्टमेंट बताया, सिटी सेंटर में भी है, गोल्ड कोस्ट में भी है, और कुछ स्पेशल डील्स भी बताई ऑनलाइन जो से अफोर्डेबल मिलेंगे. सो मेक श्योर कि जब आपको टाइप्स ऑफ एकोमोडेशन बोला है तो उस टाइप्स को आप क्लियरली रीड करो. क्लियर?
Yes, ma'am.
You cannot write only one type of accommodation. You have to write types of accommodation. Plural.
4 3 types.
Yes, exactly. Not, I would say 3 or 4, but at least more than 2. Or even if you can explain 2, that is also fine, but not 1. Okay. Then next word कि आप उसे कहाँ लेके जाओगे, क्या दिखाओगे अपनी कंट्री में. So when you get here, let me be your tourist guide. I'll take you to the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary where you can feed kangaroos and koalas. I can also drive you to the Gold Coast for a swim. To add excitement, we can visit the theme parks there too. So अब आप कहाँ ले जाने वाले हो अपनी कंट्री में? Describe about it. So at least 2-3 places आप यहाँ पे भी describe करो कि आप उसे कहाँ एंजॉय कराने वाले हो. So then your third paragraph is done. Then your rounding off statement. Rounding off statements in formal letter. I await for your prompt response. Look forward. So look forward to catching up. Catching up is an informal word. Best wishes, warm regards, and your first name only. Informal letter में सिर्फ first name आता है. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So what is the structure of letter? First is salutation. Salutation means greeting. Then is purpose of the letter. ये आपका purpose of the letter है. Then first bullet point का first paragraph. Second bullet point का second paragraph. Third bullet point का third paragraph. And then your rounding off statement. Look forward to see you soon. Right? Or hope to see you soon. And then your ending. Closing salutation. End कैसे करोगे? It depends. Formal है तो yours faithfully, your full name Zareen Zehra, and semi formal है तो yours sincerely भी लिख सकते हो, yours faithfully भी लिख सकते हो, your full name Ramandeep Kaur. But अगर informal है तो only Ashna or only Sobia.
Yours loving.
Nowadays, we skip this yours lovingly. We try to write only best wishes, warm regards.
Or best regard.
Yes, best
Okay.
regards also. Clear? Any doubt in this, please?
No, ma'am.
Because this is very important. How to write the structure. अगर आपका structure ऐसे ही आपने लिखा है, then you will never lose marks in task achievement. और अगर आपने उन सारी चीजों को address करा है, जो भी आपके bullet points पूछे गए हैं, and you know letter writing is very easy if you know the structure, if you are able to make your sentences correct, your grammar correct, and you can put on some vocabulary. That's it. It's very easily, like you can achieve band 7 and above.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Okay.
So if you want to score higher band, make sure you include these things, these features in your letter. A clear purpose, appropriate tone, present and highlight all the bullet points. Never skip any bullet points and the appropriate format. Nobody can stop you from scoring 7 and above if you write your letter including these features. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
from today onwards, you have to practice for your letter writing. Start submitting your letters. Try to identify the type of letter first and then write the letter. Okay, let's quickly revise. What is the first step of writing the letter? What do we write first?
The salutation.
Correct. One by one, please. Next.
Dear. Dear.
No, that is salutation, dear sir or madam. Second thing is purpose of the letter.
Purpose of the
letter.
Purpose of the letter is basically your opening paragraph.
Yes, ma'am.
Third thing,
First bullet point.
correct. Next,
Second bullet point.
second bullet point, second paragraph. Then next,
Third bullet
bullet.
point.
correct. And next,
Sign off.
Sign off.
no, we write a rounding off statement.
No.
Rounding off statement, and then we write the sign off. Sign off means the closing, the end of the letter. And we end with yours faithfully, yours sincerely, best wishes, warm regards, depend on the type of letter and your
Yes.
name. Formal और semi formal में हम अपना full name लिखते हैं last में, but informal में we write only first name. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt,
ma'am.
anything you want to ask? New
Clear
candidates,
all things.
please check out this live session again. You can rewatch this session. आप बेबी कोड की एप्लीकेशन में भी देख सकते हो और यूट्यूब पे भी दे सकते हो. Please provide the star rating so that I can know you people are learning through my videos or not, right? So आप star rating भी देख सकते हो and you can provide your comments also. If you face any difficulties, please write it down. I'm gonna sort it as soon as possible. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Clear? No doubts?
Ma'am, everything
Yes,
clear.
ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sobia.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Then we're gonna meet tomorrow with this writing task too. Okay, till
Yes,
then,
sir.
please practice for letter writing.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Bye bye. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Zareen. Bye. Take care.
Bye, ma'am.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.